All right, guys. Injuries from the game. We had Huff had a knee, did not return. Bosa was evaluated for head injury, got cleared, and Tart had an ankle. He returned. Go ahead.
Aside from the obvious, the victory, what do you like most about this game?
I liked almost how we played every play except for about 10 of them. Which kind of doesn't sound like the best answer, but I thought our defense played really well in the first half, but we had 3 penalties there on third down that I think they got points on all those, and we're getting off the field. One of them that I think was kind of just unfortunate, part of the league, and then 2 that is totally on us that we got to fix. Offense I thought was really good, and then the 2 drives before our final drive, I think we went 3 and out on both. We just needed to stay on the field and finish them right there. But D came up huge with those 4th down stops, which made us survive it.
We were up quite a bit going into the fourth quarter. Were you looking ahead at Thursday at all? I mean, were you thinking about taking the starters out of the game, getting them some extra rest?
No, not at all. All I was thinking about is last time we were up by 14 versus these guys in the fourth quarter and we lost. So fourth quarter didn't really start to relax till I think we got our second first down there. I think we took about 5 minutes off the clock on that last drive and then felt all right.
You have tough quarter touchdown drives with big completions to Ayuk and Samuel. But were those designed to be breakaway starters right away?
What's that?
Were those 2 plays designed to go for that long? Did you see that?
They're all designed to go that long. We thought we had a chance to. I mean, they were playing some zones, and we thought if we could hit our guys at the right angle running through them, they had a chance. And Debo got a big one. Ayuk got a big one. Kittle got one, I think, in the first half down the middle. I messed with Kittle. I thought he should have had a second one in the second half, but he thought a few more people were around him on that. I think Debo ended up getting one after it. But those guys run pretty fearlessly through those zones, and Jimmy's got a quick throwing motion, and it was nice to crease him a couple times.
I assume you're a tough grader. When you say only 10 plays that you weren't thrilled about, is that a pretty overall very clean performance?
You're always a little frustrated as a coach. I thought we should have finished them earlier with some of the stuff, and I hated how we started the game. I thought we struggled on special teams. I think that was obvious with the turnover there. Didn't seem like we kicked the ball that well, just with our kickoffs and some of our punts. So that was tough with the field position battle and everything. But yeah, I just always want to do better.
A big part of the last month and a half has obviously been Jimmy's play. What generally have you seen from him just as these games have kind of been stacked up?
Jimmy hasn't been much different to me all year. I think we've gotten better around him throughout the year. I think we've gotten more continuity on the offense. I think we've, with the skill positions and tight ends, I think, they've gotten healthier and been out there more consistently than they were at the beginning of the year. And when you get a string weeks together from a quarterback and some of the guys you're throwing to, I think you usually improve and you just get more consistent. I think that's what we have struggled with is consistency and guys getting a little better and from health and stuff, and then us just committing to the run a lot better than we did at the beginning of the year and getting more results out of that. To me, helps everybody on offense.
What if anything could Arden have done differently on that play, and what do you say to him after that?
You're not allowed to land on the quarterbacks in a certain way. I'm not exactly sure. That's what I want to check with the league. I feel like it's a little different when you're hitting them from behind and stuff, and they're going forward. You don't totally always know if they're still a passer running forward to move the chains on third down. So I think he had one earlier this year that he's got to avoid. I thought that one was tough though. So I'll see on the film and see what the league has to say about it.
How well did Jeff Wilson Jr. run in this game, and how much has he improved since the team activated him off IR?
He's improved a ton. We all know exactly what Jeff is, so it's not that he was ever just not good or anything. But it's hard when you get hurt in OTAs and then your first practice is week 6 or whatever that was. So it's taken him a while to get fully his legs back. He's been looking so much better these last few weeks, and each week he gets stronger and stronger. Gave us a little scare there at the beginning of the game when our defense stopped him on the 4th and 1. I thought he got hurt celebrating with the guys. So it gave us a scare, but he ended up being all right. So he had a hell of a game today.
The injuries that have been on
has developed into providing the pressure he had. It's not all on Nick. Nick's got help now. And that pass rush, it seems like that's really been essential with some of the not weaknesses, but injuries in the secondary. I mean, some vulnerability there.
Yeah, I mean, Arden, I think, I think he's been real consistent with, I want to say he's gotten an inside sack like 6 games in a row or something. And I don't know if that's right at all, but it feels like that. I do think it was both sides, though. I mean, as far as both groups, there was a lot of times I looked up and I thought our rush was really good. And I thought, if you give Matt Ryan a hitch, usually he gets a completion. And there's a couple times in the game where I thought he got about 3 hitches, and our coverages were pretty tight, which allows us to do it when you have 7 guys in coverage, and then the D-line eventually got there and made some big plays. So I thought it went hand in hand with both. I thought the defense did a hell of a job in that way, and especially going against a good quarterback like that.
When you have plays that assert an obvious physical dominance, like the plays Kittle makes early, the play when Debo knocks the guy's mouthpiece out and it goes way forward, and the things Bosa does routinely, does everybody feed off of those plays?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I think our team, when we can, be the more physical team, and that's not taking anything away from them. I mean, watch how their running back runs the ball and stuff. They're a very physical team too. But that's kind of our goal every week. We got some guys who enjoy the physicality of the game, whether they have the ball in the hand or whether they're blocking or whether they're hitting on defense. And I think that's extremely important into being a good team.
Talk about the skill position players getting better. How much has Juwan Jennings helped at being that sort of Kendrick Bourne, blocking, big slot sort of role?
Juwan's gotten a lot better. Just more. I mean, we kind of we had some hopes for him last year. Just watching him on practice squad each day, and I had a bad injury last year where no one got to see him. Kind of started out behind this year, but we're gaining a lot of confidence in Juwan. I know he had a rough game today though. With some of his drops and things like that. Also had some good plays too. I think he had a key 3rd down on 3rd and 4. Also had that touchdown. I believe that was on 3rd and goal. But Juwan, we'll keep coming to him. He had a few drops that I know he can make, but Juwan's a good player.
With all the injuries you've had on defense, what can you say about the job D'Amico Ryans has done to really keep this group together and be so effective?
I've been very pleased and excited about D'Amico. I mean, we knew he would be good, but then there's lots of challenges that go through the year, and when it's your first time, you gotta learn on the run. I mean, it's just about adjusting to things, and D'Amico, just the way he's handled the team, the way he's handled the players, the way he's handled things when his back's been against the wall from just pressure outside and stuff. The guy's always the same, and I think he's getting better as the year goes, and that means he'll get better each year with us.
You guys started 3-5. Was it difficult not to not make wholesale changes and make big changes and just stay the course, and now you end up in a pretty good spot, it seems like?
No, I don't think it's very difficult. I mean, you gotta deal with people getting annoyed with you a little bit. But I mean, you always try to do what you think's the best, and so that's usually not difficult. And we're in a building where that's not too hard to do. I mean, we discuss everything, and with the coaches, with personnel, with John and Jed, and so we're always pretty much on the same page. And it was tough when we were losing that many games in a row because you understand why everybody wants to just start doing other things and rebuilding and everything. You can totally understand that, but it's a long season and lots of things can go. And I'm glad we got this win here. I'm glad we got last week, but it's still the same deal. I mean, we got a game here in 4 days, and it's going to come down to the wire for all these teams. So.
Were there things happening during that downturn that, behind the scenes that gave you faith that you guys would be able to turn it around?
Yeah, just knowing that, I mean, it was mainly watching the 5 games that we lost. I mean, you just got to look at how they go, and you don't want to just say that, hey, guys, we execute better, you'll be all right. But it's when you watch stuff and you, like, guys, we got to get more consistent at this stuff. And that goes back to one thing. It's just practicing and getting more opportunities and taking reps. And eventually you think you'll get better at it. But, we saw good enough players. We saw opportunities where we thought we had a chance to win all those games, and you got to find out a better way of doing that. And I think we've found a better way of not turning it over. We've found a better way of running the ball, and I think we're continuing to get better on D.
Another kickoff, obviously fumble, that was costly, some big returns on the kickoffs. How confident are you that these things are being addressed appropriately?
I mean, I'm confident they're being addressed appropriately, but we're not getting enough of the results. I mean, it's... when you don't get as much out of the kickoff, or you look at some line drives, or, I mean, we'd love to get all touchbacks. I mean, that's what we're trying to go for, but, there's not much to address on that. We just got to kick it better. And when we don't, we got to move down there better and make tackles. But you know, it has been frustrating, and hopefully we can get some more guys back, which does help. But we got to make sure, first and foremost, we don't turn the ball over like that.
Earlier on, did you notice later that Arden Key and both Nick Bosa on hits, they would actually go like this, like raise their hands up, like, you know, they're not trying to hurt the quarterback?
And they're concerned about it. They all are. It's a tough job to get to the quarterback, and it's tough when you do get there to not get a penalty. So it's something we talk about all the time, stuff we show tape on, and stuff those guys are. It's a challenge to do it.
Did you mention them to do that then, to kind of give that kind of gesture?
No, I didn't tell them to do that.
You had 4 guys score today. You had 3 different guys with sacks today. Do you get a little extra satisfaction when it's spread out across the team like that?
No, I didn't even really know that, but I get extra satisfaction when more guys are happy than just one guy. So that's cool, but it's something you don't ever really worry about in the heat of battle.
Last one, guys, last one.
Like privately, you give Jimmy like pass to the back or attaboys, maybe not that much, but I mean, you've said pretty consistently this season that he has played pretty well. You're like, well, maybe the Colts game, and really that's it. But there was a lot of, you know, Garoppolo, Lance, you know, what are you doing, you know, talk. Did you ever, you know, during the course of this season say, hey, Jimmy, you're playing great or good or whatever? Or do you feel in this stage of the relationship you don't need to do that?
I mean, I give soft compliments a lot. Like, it's just, I mean, Jimmy and I see each other every day, so it's not like, hey, things have been weird for 5 days. I got to go tell you that I think you're playing pretty good. I mean, he doesn't need that, and most of our guys don't. We see each other each day. We're in meetings together. We're on films. Every time he runs a play, I tell him to play. So, like, we're pretty close in that way, and he does pretty good with my soft compliments.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Do you feel like you're playing your best football of the season?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're peaking at a good time, and I say that I should preface it with we're definitely not playing as best as we can. There was a lot of things that didn't exactly go our way out there, but we were able to battle back, not let it phase us early on, and but I do think we're playing some good ball right now, and we're stacking some weeks, and we're feeling good.
For that big play to Ayuk on the slant, I think he false started before. Did you guys know that was going to go for a big play? Was he maybe a little over antsy?
I don't know. I mean, he'd been catching a lot of slants, and we always kind of expect Ayuk to make big plays on that. But I know you'll appreciate this. After the play, Alex Mack goes and totally redeems himself. So I enjoyed that. We always expect BA to make big plays on those slants.
Jimmy's always even keel, but over the last 6 weeks, clearly he's picked up to another level. Have you seen anything with him that's kind of clicked, or is it the same Jimmy as always?
I mean, Jimmy's been stacking weeks this whole year, and we do feel like he's just continually getting better. But I know today there was something different about him. He had this aura about him. I mean, even at breakfast, George and I looked at each other and we're like, Jimmy's ready to go today. And I love to see it from him. It's contagious too, because when we see our head guy like that fired up and ready to go, it makes everybody else fired up.
Is he the leader of this team in a lot of ways?
Yeah, for sure. He's the quarterback. We're gonna go as far as Jimmy takes us, and he does such a good job of being that leader, especially on the offensive side. He's so good at stepping into the huddle, commanding that huddle, get us fired up, but also keeping us calm and being able to direct the offense. He does a great job.
How do you look at the way you guys started this season? And was there any fear that, like, at 3-5, like, we might not be able to get to a position like this?
I mean, I'd love to say I never thought there was any chance that we wouldn't be where we're at today. But yeah, I mean, when you've played 8 games and you lost 5 of them, it's tough not to waver a little bit. but we did think that we had the team that we do, and we knew it was all out there. There's so many little things that killed us early in the season, things that we feel like we've done a lot better, taking care of the football, getting the football, and we had some close ones that just didn't bounce our way. So those kind of things have flipped on its head, and I mean we talked about it at the time. For everything that had happened, the same could happen in reverse, and it's been good to get back on the winning side.
I don't expect you to have seen this in real time, but Trent Williams flattened his opponent on your touchdown. I mean, did you catch that out of the corner of your eye? Did you know something like that must have happened because you had good room on that side?
I didn't necessarily see exactly what Trent did. I saw a massive hole, but we've ran that play probably 12 times in the last 2 years. Scored, I think, like 4 touchdowns on it, and it's not a highlight for me, I promise. It's a highlight for Trent Williams and Laken Tomlinson. Those two have absolutely teed off on people every time we run that play, and it's just a testament to them. They're two very special blockers, and they can do some really special things that you don't see from a lot of offensive linemen.
We see physicality of this game. The things Kittle does early. When Debo delivers a blow to a guy and knocks his mouthpiece out.
Yeah.
The things Bosa does on so many different snaps. How much is that? Does everybody else feed on those physical plays? And how big is that to your guys' turnaround?
Oh, we feed on that big time. I know personally I do. I saw a lot of flexing out there, and that got me hyped today. And it definitely is a trickle-down effect to everybody. And I do think that's been that has helped us kind of been the catalyst for our offense. It started with physicality all the way back to that LA Rams game when we were 3-5. It was about running the ball, it was about being physical, and it's trickled down to guys like Debo, Ayuk run after the catch. It's not just blocking; it's being physical with the football too.
The situation where you all are now and having a short week plus having to travel to Tennessee, how important is it to have a quick celebration? What happens in the next 24 hours to turn the page and focus on the Titans?
Very, very important. I mean, Kyle was pretty blunt with us and said, we're not celebrating tonight. It's time to get ready for Tennessee, and we'll celebrate Thursday night. And hopefully we have a lot to celebrate after that game, and it's nice, this will be one of the first Christmases in 10 years for me that I don't have to go to work. So hopefully we have that to celebrate and a few other things after that big game.
Jimmy, you said Jimmy was locked in at breakfast. This might sound ridiculous, but how could you tell? Was he just eating?
It's just eating the same thing, but it was just his aura. You could just feel it from him.
We see your agility, your change of direction a lot as a blocker as part of the running scheme. What was it like to do that with the ball in your hand?
I love it, man. Anytime I get the opportunity to touch the football, I can't help but smile. I'm sure you'll see me every time, and when I get up, I'm smiling. And anytime I get that opportunity to get in the end zone, it's an even bigger smile. So I have a lot of fun with that.
Jeff Wilson finally getting healthy is just hitting his stride at this point.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Jeff's been real with himself the past couple weeks. He's slowly has gotten better, but he knew there was more out there for him. He's such a physical runner, and he can do so much after yards after contact, and he has more speed in him. And I feel like every week he's progressively got better, and he had a really good game today.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
at the time that you knocked the corner's mouthpiece out of that play?
Not really until I seen the replay, and then everybody was going crazy, so I knew something crazy kind of happened.
I mean, obviously you take a lot of pride in playing the game in a physical nature, but when you see that physicality show itself in that way, does it make you laugh or give you more pride or anything like that?
No, this is kind of the game that I always played. Just to see my team riled up and stuff, it do give you a little confidence boost and a little energy, and then you just go out there and just really try to do it again in all game, because not too many DBs want to be a part of that, not going to lie to you.
Well, how has your relationship with Brandon Ayuk developed throughout the weeks and stuff? Because I've noticed that both you and him do a great job of blocking, and more so as you continue to play.
That's just a standard in our room. Wes put a big emphasis, and Kyle put a big emphasis on blocking. And the way we run the ball, it kind of set up all the passing stuff. So we do a great job and take pride in blocking for the backs, because we want them to protect the quarterback whenever he got to throw us the ball. So it play hand in hand.
Take us through the pass that you were going to throw to VA, and what happened on that?
It was a little try to get them to think that we was just gonna throw the bubble and kind of get downhill a little bit and try to see would they bite, but they really didn't bite. So that's why I kind of tried to take off like I was running, and then they just played it well and still tried to give BA a shot, but kind of hit the guy in the back.
You rushed for 7 touchdowns now. When did Kyle come up to you and say, I want to do a hybrid position with you, running back and a wide receiver?
He just came in, and I just seen it in the install, and he knows my mindset when it comes to just playing the game. I'm never going to shy away from any contact or shy away from anything that they ask me to do.
I think you guys were showing a little love to your receivers coach Wes Welker. What was up with the
It was just an idea I had came up with. I was just like, let's kind of show a little respect to Wes, and got the throwback vintage shirts for him, and he loved it.
As one who loves the physical play, what do you think when you see what Bosa does against doubles and against chokeholds?
I can barely hear you.
As one who loves the physical play, what do you think when you see Bosa and what he's able to do against the doubles?
I mean, Bosa is an amazing player. Whether you double, triple team, and he's always going to find a way to get to the quarterback. And it's just his mindset that he go out there and play and just, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, he just go out there and get a sack, feel like almost every play.
Sorry, one last question. Just, can you describe what the next 24 hours will be like, being that Kyle just said that Kyle Shanahan had said you all are not allowed to celebrate?
We just know it's at stake. We got a game on Thursday. It's a short week. We just got to lock in and continue to build off this game and just continue to play the ball we've been playing.
Who made that sweatshirt, and is it for sale?
Levi's made it, and I guess it's for sale, not going to lie.
Feeling all right. It's a good win.
How do you feel just after the collision there with Patterson? How you feeling after that one?
I'm feeling okay. Yeah.
There was a replay they showed on the screen. It looked like you were in a chokehold. Is comment, and how do you even prepare for that?
Can't really prepare for that, but I thought I was going to maybe get the call there, but guess not.
Flag for that play. Is there any way to avoid that, you know, when that's happening in the moment?
I didn't see it, but you just can't land on them ever. So took one away from the D-line, but we'll make it up.
How critical was that start of the second half for Sampson to get a sack, and then you come around and you get your whip sack fumble, and then you know that the ball was out?
I didn't know the ball was out. But yeah, that was huge. Sampson made a big play on the play action, and then I had a nice power rush, and Fred and Sampson ran a good game over there to make him flush out of the pocket, and I ran him down.
I think they like you affected Ryan beyond the sacks. It seems like you guys pressured him a lot. You're not playing against him.
Yeah, he's really good in the pocket, and he's actually one of the better quarterbacks when it comes to avoiding the rush in the pocket. And whenever you make him move a lot and not let him just sit where he wants to be, it definitely helps the back end.
I think they ran 5 plays from your 1-yard line, and it didn't get into the end zone on any of them. How are you guys able to do that, and how do you kind of feed off of that when you get those stops in that situation?
Just everybody did their job. Good knockback in the run game, and I remember one of them I just penetrated pretty well, and then Eric rubbed off and made a huge play. But yeah, just doing your assignment.
Arden Key got flagged for that rough in the passer. I noticed even on a hit, I think either maybe it had been a sack or something, you guys kind of raised your hands like this after the play. Was that to kind of signal to the refs, you know, don't call us for a penalty?
Yeah, sometimes you have to make sure of it.
When you guys are 3 and 5, just in hindsight, I know you said all the right things that you believe that you could get back to where you need to be. Now that you seem like you're in a good spot, well, what did it take to rebound from sort of that rough start?
Just sticking with it. I don't think much has changed. I think, like I said before, we've always been confident in this group, and we don't really need to change much. We had some meetings with Kyle throughout the year where we just had to kind of figure out what was going on, and when it came down to it, it was usually us shooting ourselves in the foot. Obviously, there's games where things don't go our way, but if we play sound football and don't turn the ball over, it's usually a good thing for us.
Debo ran into that defensive back and his mouthpiece went flying out. When you see your offense playing with that sort of physicality, does it get you guys on defense also fired up?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely like to see the physicality from our guys. I saw Trent had a good one on Juice's touchdown. But yeah, whenever we see like Ayuk or Debo lower their shoulder and George try and get those extra yards, you could hear the crowd and they get excited for it too, and that's just our style of football.
It feels like you guys have been able to rush the passer or rush the quarterback more effectively in recent games, just getting more consistent. Do you have a sense of why you've been able to do that more regularly?
It helps when the whole team is playing complementary football, and when you get a lead, it definitely gives you some opportunities, and we didn't have many of those early in the year, so it was kind of a dry spell for a while when it comes to sacks, but now it's starting to come together.
Success has helped relieve some pressure on you?
Yeah, I mean, everybody, I think Charles coming in helps. I think Jordan Willis is playing really well. And then Arden's another very skilled rusher who's in there, and Eric's doing his thing. Yeah, I think everybody's starting to hit their stride.
Thank you, Nick. We got right here for you guys.
Yeah, the ladies love them.
Nick was referencing, and a couple other people referenced it too, the play when Debo delivered the blow and the mouthpiece went flying out. I'm just curious as to how much plays like that, plays Kittle makes fairly routinely, the plays that Nick makes kind of, I don't know, run through this team in terms of physicality and get you going.
Yeah, I think that's just That's just our style of football, honestly, and that's throughout the entire team. When you see something like that on the sideline, like you mentioned, Debo, the mouthpiece flying out, like that's like setting the tone. Like that's what it's about. And you see it all across the board, and we got to continue to do that and do it at a high level going forward.
Brad, we talked a few weeks ago about how it needed to mean something for you to play at home. Do you feel like you now have that home field advantage? It's pretty loud out there, and how exactly does that help your energy?
For sure. I mean, the fans have stuck with us, like I said, and today was really a really great atmosphere. You know, hearing them get loud and kind of seeing the stands packed. It was exactly how we envisioned it, and like I said, like it's got to mean something to you. I think we were playing better at home, like we should all along. You know, it was a great team win.
Describe the play where you recovered the fumble, and I guess more importantly than that, just the way the pass rush seems to be fueling your defense right now.
Yeah, I mean, when you got 97 on the edge, you got a pretty good chance every single play, right? Yeah, that play. I mean, I was in there trying to rush, and all of a sudden you just see a blur just come through, knock the ball out, and the ball's on the ground. Happened to be around one of the balls on the ground a couple of times this year. But yeah, that pass rush is coming alive, and they're coming alive right when we need them to. A lot of talent up front. You know, they lead the way. They're the ones who started penetrating on first and second down, so they can earn the right to rush on third down. And got a lot of guys coming along.
The Falcons ran 5 plays from your 1-yard line. Didn't score on any of them. How much does kind of one stop beget the next for you guys in terms of feeding off of getting a stop in one and keep continuing that?
Yeah, I mean those moments is like, I mean you have nothing left and you got to really just bring something out to, you know, it's one more down. We got to get it. It's like got to have a situation. The game's on the line. This is where we got to make something happen, and we take pride in that. And that was huge today for our team because those count as like takeaways for you know for the team and you know it gets crazy down there, but it was something that was really special.
There's a replay review down there. I mean, some people could look at it as you're just delaying the inevitable. When they said it wasn't a touchdown, what was the conversation like amongst you guys?
Are you talking about on the very first one? Oh shoot, we got another chance. You know, like we got to stand up, make a play, and obviously we did that, and that was kind of the thought process all throughout the game.
Were you surprised at all by their play calling in those situations? That didn't just try and run it straight at you guys?
No, I mean I figure that they know our type, like our defense. You know, it's not just a situation where they can just run eye backs and run it down the middle. You know, I think you got to get creative down there on offense, and we were ready for everything, obviously.
How awkward this season could have been or was already in the quarterback situation. What does it mean to the locker room to have him get through this, be playing like this right now? Obviously, it's December. What kind of message is that in the locker room?
I mean, it hasn't been awkward at all for us on our side. I mean, probably just outside the building, guys talking about it, but inside, he's been the guy all along. And Trey has got a bright future ahead, right? I mean, just we see it every day in practice on our side because he's out there dicing us up. But Jimmy is our leader. He's our quarterback, and we've rode behind him the entire way, you know. And so to see him playing at a high level like he is right now, we're going to need it.
Injuries you guys have had on defense this year, what can you say about the job DeMeco Ryans has done to really keep you guys together?
I mean, I can't talk about it enough. You talk about just just some of the losses we had, you know, in the secondary, not having Dre, different guys in the lineup every week, and it doesn't matter. Like he has set the standard for what kind of defense we're going to come out with week in and week out. Kind of that swarm mentality of getting all of it into the rock, playing fast, physical style of football, and you know that standard continues to be reset every week. You know, we're continuing to do this, going into a part of the season where we're going to need it.
How good did it feel to see the trenches in your front four just dominate this whole game today?
I'm sorry, say that first part.
How good did it feel to see the front four dominate the trenches like
Oh,
they did today?
it feels great for me. You know, when they're up there doing their thing, it makes my job a lot easier. So, but that's just routine. That's something that they've been doing all year long and continue to get better. And like I said, they make my job a lot easier.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
District said that he and Kittle noticed you at breakfast, and there was a different aura about you. Like, oh, Jimmy Garoppolo's dead. He didn't quite say that, but and there you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, the Falcons are here. All right, no, or like, what was the deal? I mean, do you even know what he's talking about? Do you feel different today?
I mean, felt good. Feel good at a lot of games though, but I mean, I don't know. I think I don't know, guys were locked in today. You felt it throughout the week too. Just it was a big game, you know, NFC opponent, playoff picture, and everything like that. It's December football, so we knew what we were in for.
The slant that he took a pretty long way. The play right before he false started. Did you guys know that you were going to get him on that play? Do you think he might have been just really excited to?
Had a good idea. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe he got excited, whatever it was, but he made a hell of a play on that. I thought he was housing it for a second. He does such a good job of running through those catches. It's not an easy thing to do either. You know, just it was kind of low, and he snagged it and made a nice play on it.
Was it the same play call on 1st and 15 that it was on first? Did you just run it again?
That's kind of yeah, it was.
December football, like you just mentioned, considering the way you guys started, does it mean more to be in this position, and how do you feel the team has evolved?
I think whenever you get an opportunity to be in the situation we're in, it's not easy. It doesn't happen to every team, but you just got to take advantage when you get that chance. I think guys realize that. I think they've, you know, more and more week in and week out, it's become bigger and bigger. And, you know, like this Thursday coming up, it'll be a big game for us, just like this one was. And we just got to keep a good mindset right now.
Are you watching everything? I mean, are you looking at all the other scores?
You have it in the back of your mind. But, yeah, as long as we keep winning, good things will happen.
Months ago, Kyle kind of told us that he had decided that it's going to be you all the time. It's not going to be two quarterbacks. And even it hadn't really been that since like week 3. But did he tell you this too a couple months ago?
Sort of, I guess. You get a feeling, though, just throughout the week. Yeah, our offense has changed a lot since the beginning of the season. Run game, pass game, everything has. But that's what good offenses do. That's what good teams do. You adapt as the season goes. Guys come in and out. It's just, I don't know. Coaches do a good job of putting us in position, and guys go make plays.
He soft compliments you. I don't know exactly what that means, but what is that to you? What does that mean?
Well, they're far and few between. Just with not only me, just everybody. That's how Kyle is, though, and you like that in a coach. Pushes you, tries to. You know, we all want to be perfect. We're all trying to be perfect, and when you have a guy pushing you like that, it helps.
Can you talk a little about 2 plays? One specifically where you gave it to Debo, and then Debo became a quarterback, was tossing it out at the end, and then following after that, you have kind of like a slight pass underhand.
Oh yeah. Well, the one to Debo. It was close. He showed off his quarterback skills a little bit there, but yeah, it was unfortunate that didn't work. But yeah, then we came back with the slide pass to who was it, Jeff, I think, and yeah, just guys making plays. Like I said before, it's stuff that we haven't done, but whenever coaches, you know, give us new things to experiment with, it's always fun.
What's your coaching point for Debo on that throw?
On the throw, BA could have helped him a little bit if I'm being honest. But no, I don't know. He looked good. He scrambled a little bit and then made a little play.
As a quarterback, you don't want to necessarily be physical.
Can you say it again? Sorry.
As a quarterback, you don't necessarily want to get in the mix physically, but when your guys in front of you are playing bully ball the way that was going on today, how much more does that get you amped up?
Oh, tremendously. It starts with the O-line. They set the tone, but guys were hitting today. I mean, it was physical. You could feel it from the defense, too. I remember I saw Kwaski have one on Matt Ryan at the goal line. It was just – that's the style of football that we play, and when people try to play that with us, that's what we want. All good? All right, thanks, guys.
All right, here we go.
How much better do you feel physically, and could you tell today that you're there or close to where you were pre-surgery?
Oh yeah, much better, much better. You know, today was one of those days where I felt like myself. You know what I mean? I felt like old Jeff. You know what I mean? Before all the stuff happened. So, you know, it was a good day, man, and I felt very good.
How frustrating was the earlier part of the season for you when you weren't getting what you felt like you should be getting?
You know, I'll be lying if I said it wasn't frustrating. You know, it was very frustrating, especially, and it's not so much as me, like want to be out there or doing this, doing that. It was just like me being able to contribute to the team the way I know I can. So that part was frustrating, but you know, just being out there, being around the guys, being around the coaches, all that made it better. So they all kept me upbeat, and just told me to keep pushing.
What happened on that celebration after the goal line stand at the beginning of
Oh man, we just had a little car collision. You know what I mean? On the side of the road. It wasn't a little fender bender. That's what it was. I'll leave it at a little fender bender. Yeah, but it was cool, man. But everything turned out all right.
You see Debo going down near the goal line, popping out the defensive back's mouthpiece in the middle of that play. That style of bully ball, how much does that excite you when you're on the field?
Oh man, that's an energy boost for sure. You know, especially to see him kind of have that same mentality and run like me. You know, that's just like it's just like candy for a baby. You know what I mean? It's just like give me. I want some of that. You know what I mean? So it was just him having the thrill. And the player he is, man, he's a tremendous player, and he's only getting started. So yeah, that was very good.
You mentioned that you now feel like your old self. How do you improve from here and do it so quickly within, thinking of the next game on Thursday?
Because I know I'm nowhere near where I want to be. You know, this game was obviously good. You know, we won. It was a victory, but I know I still got a lot of improvement to do, and I still got a lot to learn from. So this is only the beginning.
What can you say about your offensive line and their blocking today?
Tremendous, man. Tremendous, man. They did their job from start to finish. You know, those guys, they came out there, they gave it their all, they fought, you know, and they never gave up. You know, and throughout the huddle, they telling me, hey, Jeff, keep going, pumping me up, you know, making me feel good, giving me my props where it's needed, same vice versa, you know. So it's a brotherhood, you know, at the end of the day. And they just, you know, I was their brother, and they just gave me the words I needed at the time that was needed, and we came out with a victory.
How important have your teammates been in this comeback for you?
They've been very important. You know, without those guys, I don't know where I would be. You know, I've been here 4 years, so a lot of the guys that's around here have been here for a while, and with some new faces. But it's home. You know what I mean? And those brothers are big brothers to me, and they always have been. So it's not something made up or something make believe. It's something that's happened over the years. So it's all love. Thank you. All right.
Kyle Shanahan said that you guys saw something different from Jimmy this morning, a different aura, essentially, at breakfast. Can you tell us a little more about that?
I don't know if I saw it at breakfast, but definitely you could tell just in the locker room, especially on the field during warmups. Jimmy was definitely inspired to play at a high level today, and he definitely inspired all of us. He's a guy that breaks down the team before we head out to the field as a team, and I thought he did a great job today. He definitely pulled us all along. I think he had a really good day today. But yeah, no, he definitely an aura. Nice juice. Nice. He had some shit to him today, though. I did like that. I swear too much. I'm sorry.
A few weeks ago, you said you didn't like the idea of bottling up and continuing the routine, but improving. How do you feel you've improved in the past few weeks?
Say it again.
A few weeks ago, we talked about how you didn't like the idea of bottling up what you had done against the Rams and actually improving in the following weeks. How do you feel you've improved, and how has your offense improved in the past few weeks?
I think our offense is just doing a good job of staying on the field. I know we weren't great on third downs last week to start. We finished well, though. And I thought we did a pretty good job today of just third and shorts, or we converted, or we didn't have third downs. And I thought our offense did a really good job of that. We had a lot of big plays, and I think a lot of that is just confidence. Guys are running through the ball. Guys are getting yak. Guys are being aggressive with the ball in their hands, and we're not turning the ball over. And I think that's like the biggest thing we're doing. And then our defense is forcing turnovers. What a day for our defense. You can't really say enough. We started that game pretty badly, and they saved us there, got us out, and then they had a couple fourth down stops. And I thought our defense definitely had their swagger today. All over the field, from Arden, Bosa, Fred, Kwaski. I thought had a fantastic game. But yeah, our defense, when they're playing at a high level, it really encourages our offense because they're off the field pretty quick, and it allows us to stay hot and allows us to keep going.
Is this offense finally firing on all cylinders for you guys right now?
Say again?
Is this offense finally firing on all cylinders for you guys right now?
Not yet, and that's what I'm actually excited about because I think there's some things we can do a lot better. We had I think we had a couple stalls today on our offense where we didn't make a play on first down or second downs, kind of shot ourselves in the foot, but we're definitely making a lot more big plays. I think guys, like I said, guys are just confident. Wide receivers are running through the ball. I think Juwan's taking a lot of steps forwards in the last couple of weeks, and he's getting confident. Ayuk's confident. Debo's obviously confident, and our running backs are good. And even Debo running back looks good. But then again, our offensive line played really well today, and Trent Williams is still really scary.
A couple of guys have referenced a play where Debo knocked the mouthpiece out of Terrell.
That was sick.
They went flying like 10 yards forward.
Yeah, that was sick.
That kind of runs through the whole team, offense and defense. Can you speak to that? Is that the case?
Yeah, I mean, we want to be physical. Something I learned very young, I've said it a couple times, my tight end coach, John Embry, always says, he goes, you got to make these guys tackle you and make them feel it because, when your back's to them or, you're up jumping for a ball, it's in the air, these DBs are going to try to take a shot on you and try to make you feel it and get up in your face and, tell them they got an incomplete pass, or whatever. But then when you have the opportunity with the ball in your hands to run through a guy's face, it really shows, what type of guys, that you're playing against. And Debo hit that guy pretty dang hard and took him a little bit to get up. And I feel like, we made a lot of plays like that today where we were the guys hitting harder than some of their defensive guys. Not all of them, Grady Jarrett, he hits really hard, and 94 smacked me a couple times. But I thought our offense played very physical today.
It seems like in that respect, Juwan and Brandon, you constantly see plays where they're making blocks on the edge.
Yeah.
And you saw, I think there was one play where Debo led Ayuk down the field for 10, 20 yards. Did those guys ever ask you for tips in terms of blocking, and how much of a difference is that sort of made in the offense?
No, they don't ask me for tips. I think Wes Welker does a fantastic job, and Kyle does a great job of emphasizing the blocking. And I think I was up here like week 3 or 4 talking about the best that we were. In 2019 we were the best. We were at our best when our wide receivers blocked downfield. And I talked about like Emmanuel Sanders brought that. He blocked on every single play. Put his head in there and. The last 5-6 weeks, I think our wide receivers had blocked their tails off, every single snap, and you can see it when you watch the film. You'll see Ayuk and Juwan just sprinting in, digging out safeties, corners, linebackers. They don't really care who it is, but they're in there giving a full effort. And it's hard for a safety to, hey, is this a play action? Is this a run? And all of a sudden, Juwan Jennings smokes him in the side. And that's a lot to think about as a safety or as a defensive player. And when they have to think about that, they're not just thinking about the ball or what play is going on. Definitely makes it a lot harder on them. So, when our wide receivers are blocking like that, it kind of opens everything else up.
You mentioned Trent. You had a couple vintage Trent Williams blocks today.
He always does.
Yeah. Are you cognizant of that when they're happening, or is it always sort of day after game where you're moving?
No, I'm cognizant of it. You can feel it when there's just a giant hole where the C gap or B gap should be, and it's just Trent Williams looking at a guy like laughing at him. It's pretty awesome. You definitely feel it, and when Trent's rolling too, like you can feel his energy in the huddle for sure. Because I think Trent's very much like Jeff Wilson. He just kind of goes to that dark space, and when it's the only thing different is that Trent Williams is 300 pounds and can throw you over a building. So good luck to anybody that has to go against him when he's feeling it, which is always.
You've been a super positive guy throughout the entire season, but when you are 3-5, was it difficult at all to maintain that positivity or have the same level of belief that you could get to a point where you are now in a pretty good position to make the playoffs?
Losing sucks. Like, it is what it is. It's not fun. It definitely, has like a dark cloud, that kind of falls around for the week. And Kyle always says the only way to get over a loss is the next Sunday we have an opportunity to go out and win. But for me, when I look at my team and I have Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, Jimmy Ward, Aziz, Arden, I got Eric Armstead, and then my offense I got Debo, Ayuk, me, Jeff Wilson, Jimmy G, Trent Williams. Like, we have a lot of players that can make a lot of really big plays. And so, no, I've always believed in this offense and this team that we can go out there and make plays. Earlier in the season, we were just turning the ball over like way too much, and we've just stopped doing that, and it's given us a chance to win.
Thank you, Jordan. What about your shirt?
Oh, HBK, 1996 WrestleMania, baby. Got to channel that energy today, a little Sweet Chin music.